Hey everybody, if you like card games, I might have a really cool one for you. It's kickstarting in May, and it involves poker, kind of. But you have factions within your poker experience, adorable animals everywhere trying to defeat these evil river rats. So if you're interested in card games, stick around. That interview starts now. Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, Mike. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
Good. It's glad to have you both on. This has been in the schedule for about a month or so, and I'm glad we're finally here talking about it. And we're here to talk about a game that you are going to be kickstarting in May called Riverrats.
Yeah, Mathijs, you want to give it a go?
I suppose. So Riverrats is a cooperative card game. It's meant to be played with a single deck of cards. With a Kickstarter, we're going to do some fancy art, but you can play. If you have a boring deck at home, you can just use that, I suppose. It's sort of like it's a cooperative poker hand building game. So as a team, you're trying to build a better poker hand than the bad guys. And if you are smart about it and you get a little bit lucky, not too much luck, you can try to beat them over the course of several runs. And at the end, if you manage to run those dirty river rats into debt before they can do the same to you, you will win the game as a team.
It's nice from the standpoint of you can use a traditional boring deck of cards, or they can get your cards, which we will have illustrations of what those cards look like, because there's a backstory to each one of the suits of cards. So every suit is its own faction, and the higher the card is the closer that character is to the actual river rats themselves, who are the bad guys. These are the guys you're trying to defeat, correct?
That's right. Yeah. So the riverrats are the wealthy guests of a river cruise. They're also bionic because it's fun. And yeah. And indeed, like all the cards are sort of part of the crew. So the twos, I don't know what the twos are, but they're maybe deckhands, for example. So they're not close to the guests. Whereas the queens, who are quite high in the deck, they're waiters. So they're actually waiting the guests. So they're very near the guests.
And obviously that's strategic because, as in poker, the higher your hand is, the better you do.
Yes, you're trying to. High cards are good, but like poker, like a high card in of itself doesn't do anything. You're trying to make better combinations, of course.
Mm-hmm. So you have a river of cards as you would in like a Texas Hold'em game, and you're all cooperatively building that hand together through the help of a marketplace as well. So you have kind of a marketplace of cards that you can pull from as well, right?
Yep. You have a small hand of 2 cards. Every turn you will draw a card, either from the market, so everybody kind of knows what you got. If you're a more advanced player, you can think about like, okay, I'm going to pick this card to signal maybe a little bit. And if you're just like, ooh, I like the picture, then you can just take the card for the picture. And that's how you sort of, then you draw a card from the market. And later you start unlocking jokers, and then you can maybe pick a joker, but we'll get to that when we'll get to that. And then you pick a card and then you place it to the market, and that's basically all you do. And of course, all the cards have like a little special ability. All the hearts do the same thing, all the spades do the same thing. You just like pick a card, play a card, do what it says, and then move on to the next player until you have a beautiful poker hand of 5 cards. And then you compare it to how well the river rats do, and then the player the team that does the best basically gets the point or pushes the debt onto the bad guys, hopefully. And that's sort of like the core loop of the game. There's going to be some more additions or little sort of twists and turns on that regard, but that's sort of the core loop in a nutshell.
Yeah, I love the artwork, partially because every faction is adorable. So you have otters as one of them. What are the other factions that you have?
Yeah, we've got otters, we've got crocodiles, those are the hearts, we've got bugs, and we have birds. And yeah, each faction is its own suit, like you said, and they have their own ability. So crocodiles tend to take risks in real life, and they also allow you as a player to take some risk by increasing the ante for the game, for example. So we thought about also how the nature of the animal actually fits in with the action that you as a player can take.
Yes, so that's what varies this a little bit from the standpoint of, again, every faction has their own kind of abilities to help for people to win.
Yep. And the idea is very much that, like, once you've made it, sometimes there's some decision there. Like, sometimes you just play, oh, I need to play it free to make this straight. And otherwise, it's like, well, I can, maybe this will turn to two-pair, or I can, like, maybe set up a little bit for next round. And you could be more strategic about it, like, what should you play when, basically.
So where people are going to be looking at the Kickstarter, what is going to be included in your base game outside of the? I noticed, is there going to be a playmat available as well?
There is going to be a playmat available, but that will be an add-on to the game. So the base game will just basically be Riverrats, the game. You can, well, this is the red version. There's going to be a blue version, so you can choose. And that includes like a normal deck of cards with all the beautiful illustrations and 2 very handy player aids, which you might be able to see.
Very good.
Yeah, those will help. So in total, there are 56 cards in there. And of course, there's a rule book, which is also quite important.
The other thing I will tell you from having played games this size is make sure the print is large enough. These peepers are old, so I got to be able to read this down there.
It's been tested. It's been tested with my dad. He's probably older than you, so I think we're good.
Yeah, well, maybe you'd be surprised. I could be 50 years old.
We definitely like that's always been part of the concern from the get-go, like with graphic design and stuff. You need to be able to play it in a dark-ish bar, you know. So I don't want people going squinting, like, what do my things do? That sucks. So, like,
right,
it needs to be big enough to be readable, basically.
Absolutely, you got to be able to play in a dark bar, right?
Yeah, that was sort of my level of like, does this work? Yes, you can play it in the dark bar, which is
sure. So now, as far as this game goes, what is your favorite mechanic of this game?
That's a great question. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So my favorite is, I do like the fact that you can choose for each card. Sometimes you want the ability, and sometimes you want the card. And sometimes, and where I think it gets interesting is when you need to figure out how badly do I want the ability and how badly do I want the card. Do I just want to play this Jack because it's the 4th card in a straight, or I'm going to say, no, I'm going to build this straight, or I'm going to set up for next time. And then you can just like, oh, that's always a fun decision. Every time it's like, are we going to make a straight? I don't think I've seen a queen, so is it going to work out? What did he pick last round? Oh, do I still remember? Or like,
well, there's that. Then you're looking at it going, this is an alligator. Maybe I want an otter for their ability.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for me, I think when it's probably going to be the spades ability in itself, which allows you to discard either a card from your hand or a card from the market. And if you discard a card from your hand, you're allowed to take an extra card in your next turn. So that will make your hand better in the end. But discarding a card from the market will probably set something up for the next player. And that's what I liked about this whole interaction where you can help the other players to get the right cards for the hand that you want to create together.
And it's always fun when someone plays hard and they go like, yeah, I think I can raise the stakes. And 2 other people around the table go, hey. And then it doesn't work out in the end, but you know, they know what to blame. That's always great. So.
I risk high rewards.
Yeah.
When you were developing this game, did you have an inspiration?
Yeah, there's a couple. I think Balatro is probably one of the bigger ones. I just had poker on my mind, I guess. There's an older game called Boomtown, I think, or Doomtown. It's also where it's like a more like area control-y card using sort of poker values on cards. And like The Crew has also been like an inspiration in terms of limited communication, you know, playing with simple cards, but abilities or very slight abilities that make the game more complex or stuff like that. And of course, Dream Guardians, which was the original starting point for this game.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, so I had some idea where I wanted to make kind of a boss battler. I used to play a lot of Harry Potter, the cooperative game. I don't know, Hogwarts Battle, I think it's called.
The original one, not the original one and not the newest one.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to make something that provided the same feeling as that game, basically, because that's something that I like to play with my girlfriend and her sister and stuff. And yeah, well, it was fun. So I doubled around with a game called Dream Guardians. I didn't really work out, and then I asked Mathijs for help. So inspiration for me was that game, and then also Regicide, because Regicide is also with a standard deck of cards, and they made a cool game with it as well. So it started from there, and then I pulled Mathijs in, and then we made something completely different. But still, it's kind of a boss battle.
Yeah, the reason why I got involved in this project is basically I told Robin that this game wasn't very good, and this is what the things I would do to change it.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, yeah. and here we are. It's history.
Here we are, yeah. But I think we're both very happy how it turned out. So, yeah.
Sure.
Very good. Very good. So this is going to be kickstarting in May. I will have details down below for everyone who is looking to kickstart this game. Again, you get cards with beautiful artwork, some cool backstory stuff for all the individual cards. You can get a playmat. There are going to be additional things that you can get as the campaign progresses, I would imagine.
And even if there's if you don't think it's for you, it's always very helpful to just show to people who you think it might be a good fit for. It's cute, adorable animals. If you don't like cute, adorable animals, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, well, yeah, I agree. So if you like cute, adorable animals and you love card games and maybe you like poker, this may be the game for you. I will have links down below. Guys, I appreciate you coming out and spending some time with me, and I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, thanks so much for having us. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Good luck.